Hi, my name is Cristina. I'm a professor at Rio de Janeiro State University, and I'll be presenting my study, Empty School, School at Home, Pandemic and Contemporary Education. This study is part of the ongoing postdoctoral research, and its justification is to identify and analyze the developments that the coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19, brought to Brazilian education, identifying the public policies developed with regard to education, as well as verifying if and how were implemented. The general objective is, therefore, to demonstrate aspects of the discussion, implementation, and possible consequences of the teaching modality called remote classes, adopted as a way to face the difficulties and restrictions imposed by COVID-19. However, we have structural and economic problems that hinder teaching from economically disadvantaged students. In Brazil, the public school is only attended by the most needy students who, due to the fact that they do not have access to the internet and computers, are unable to learn like the students from private schools. On a more specific plan, in the wake of the aforementioned research, this study will seek to reflect on the phenomenon of education from a historical perspective, covering objects related to the history of educational practices that are related to it, in order to contribute to the knowledge of history education, promoting initiatives aimed at preserving the memory of education. As a result, from the educational policies implemented, identify and analyze organizations, proposals, and action plans at a national, state, and local levels, along with the historical subjects who are involved in instituted and institution social processes. Methodological procedures involve the verification of Brazilian legislation and regulations on the subject, in addition to observation and analysis of the specific case. In Brazil, we do not have homeschooling approved as a law. Distance education before coronavirus was only applied at university. There was no distance learning for elementary and high school, and we did not have the recognition of homeschooling. Since coronavirus, remote education brought education into the home and restarted the discussion of legislation on homeschooling. The research will be based on a case study as a qualitative research method. There is no way to foresee results because we are under the effects of the recent event. We are still at the stage of knowing what we're facing, although many measures have already been taken and many others are already being implemented. We're certainly writing a new chapter in the history of the world. The pandemic imposed new forms of behavior, but also brought new possibilities for coexistence, work, and education. The globalized world, temporarily, is close to coexistence and personal relationships. People and nations are confined to their territorial spaces. However, we need to continue living with hope. The school is inside the house, and education has never been more present in the training of human beings. Let us go with faith, hope, and hard work, united. Thank you for your attention.